Hey, it's Brad from backcountryskiingcanada.com. Today we're going to talk about the Plum OAZO bindings. That's O-A-Z-O, pronounced OAZO, I'm pretty sure. We've reviewed a few of the Plum bindings before. Originally, about 11 years ago, we reviewed the Plum guide bindings. That was our first tech binding review ever, and a great binding in its own right. It's come a long way now to the OAZO. After that, we also reviewed the Plum Pika bindings. I'll put links to both of those down below and in the video so you can check out those reviews. So the Plum OAZO binding is a super light, low-tech binding. It's made in France and it's machined from a single piece of aluminum. So that's the real big plus of this. There isn't much plastic, if any, on this binding. So it's made from a single piece of 7,075 aluminum. It's not forged, no plastic. And it's a hybrid of their 4170 and their Pika binding. It's ideal for racing and long backcountry missions, and it's available in 3 different sets. There's the 4, the 6, and the 8. So this is the OAZO 8, and the 4 has a din of 4, 6 has a din of 6, and the 8, which this one is, has a din of 8. And the difference is the pin here in the back. They swap those out in each setting, each set, so the 4, 6, and the 8 have different pins depending on the din or the release value that you need. So the lateral heel release on this is rated 4 to 10, and the total weight on this for the heel and the toe piece is 200 grams or 7.05 ounces. For the set, so for both a pair, you are weighing in at 400 grams or 14.10 ounces for the pair. There is also, I think you can see there, a 25 millimeter adjustment plate here. So that accommodates different size boots. If you have a resort boot or a touring boot or a really lightweight touring boot that has a smaller BSL or boot sole length than your other boots, this would accommodate that by moving the heel piece forward and back. On this binding as well, there are 3 different heel risers. So you can spin the back of the binding and you get a 0 or a flat setting. If you turn it back, very tough. You put down the first riser and click it in. That is your first adjustment of 41 millimeters. Put the second riser over with your pole, and that is a 54 millimeter rise. So the benefit of that is if you can get away without a flat setting, you can not have to spin your heel piece when you transition from ski to walk mode and back again. You can just use your risers to get the riser that you need for the up track that you're going to be putting in. These are crampon compatible. You can see up the front here, they will take crampons. And they also do include some leashes. So I've got the leashes here. So these connect to the toe piece and then to your boot with the clip here. Highly recommend using these. They do come with the binding, because if you are not going to use these leashes with the binding, there is no brake on this. So if this ski gets away from you during transitions, or if you're skinning up and you don't have your toes locked, this binding will, this ski will run, and it can go far. It can end the day for you, because without a ski you're kind of screwed. So highly recommend using those leashes with these bindings. Plum also uses their Too Facile or Too Easy technology. And what that is it's really in the design of the toe here. So these pins are positioned really close to where the boot will instep, and that means that putting your toe in and lining up those pins with your boot is really, really simple. Much simpler than other bindings that I've tried. I won't name those, but there are some on the market that are really finicky to get your toe pins in, and these ones are super simple. Once you step into those, they snap in with really a firm sense of security, and really easy to get in and out of those toes. These bindings sell for $619 Canadian, $490 US. The pros on these are they're crazy light. It's a super light setup. 400 grams for the pair is insanely light. You can't really get much lighter than that, especially when you consider these are all metal, machined out of a single piece of aluminum. So it's a really durable, sturdy design. There's no plastic in it. They're really solid. I would not recommend you ski these at a resort. They're not made to beat up in moguls and do laps over and laps and laps at the resort. Definitely a lightweight ski touring binding for rando racing if you wish, or just big days in the backcountry. So if you're in the market for a lightweight, low-tech binding, this is a really good one to consider. The Plum OAZO bindings, and this is the 8 version. I'm 6'1", about 180 pounds, and so I opted for the 8. You can go lighter than that if you're a smaller person or a female perhaps, but the OAZO bindings, highly recommend. Check out the full review on backcountryskiingcanada.com, and for everything else backcountry, go there as well. Thanks very much.